Hello lads and ladettes, today we're going to be doing a tier list video. Reason why is because the last one is a bit outdated. One, it doesn't have Fugo or Toru in it, and also there has been quite a big shift in sort of the meta and what people are running and builds and sort of characters and whatnot. And the other one was getting outdated, and so I thought as well that that was one, not only a bit of a meme one, and it was a general one. I thought I should probably do, I'm thinking of the title now, like late game one, or like what people you're actually going to use, so overall. So I thought, why not? I won't be talking about everyone, I'll give a general overview of categories, and then of course the higher we go, the more I will talk about. So starting us off, I guess, is C tier, where we just have crap. It's not that they're necessarily crap, it's just one of those things that they don't really offer much and don't really do much. Now, this is just general. C and B is sort of interchangeable. It's just there are characters that you would want to get more of. And so yeah, like I would have personally put everyone in just like B tier, that's below C, and just left it at that, and maybe put people that only go to 9 stars in C tier, because honestly at that point it's sort of interchangeable, but I can understand putting more tiers on them, so if people want to use them or not, they understand if people are good or not. Also, I made this tier list. I went to Tier Maker and did it, and then I also went into the Discord as well, just to see what was floating around and people's ideas and stuff like that. I got to give a shout out, or just a thank you, I'll say, to someone in the Discord called, I believe, Andy Kim. I made my tier list, and then I looked at all the tier lists, and his tier list was very similar to mine, and I even just borrowed some of the things that, some of the ideas that he had. I was just going to put everyone on B, but he had a C tier list, so I put that one through. So it's very, very similar, so I just thought I should give him credit for some, just for the ideas and stuff like that. And of course there was the previous Discord ones I went through, but they haven't been updated in so long, so I thought I'd do this one. As I was saying, so C tier C, so we've got Food Fighter, Wamu, ACDC, Lisa, Polnareff, Secco, Pet Shop, Prosciutto, and Chicolotta. One of those things that, like, if you make a build specifically like around them, for example, Chicolotta with Fugo or whatnot, they can actually do okay. It's just that what they offer compared to what the Hermit and Union characters do is not that much. The only one that I'd really potentially move up because of Fugo is Chicolotta, and that would probably just be B tier, or unless you're running a full poison disease team, barely A. We're still running some numbers on Fugo. He is currently in the event, so hopefully we can see some 13 stars and hopefully some damage. Probably not just yet, but we'll see there just for the moment. Then we move on to B tier, which is like, I don't know, just like barely doing anything. No, that's not the tier. It's just B. It's doing all right. So we got Poochie. It's sort of just okay, doesn't really do much, his sleep's okay, and then he has another board on the presence, but he just overall just doesn't do as much damage. I can understand that it potentially could have been broken, but it's just one of those things that he just doesn't, all of his abilities, he just doesn't compare to Union and Hermit characters, which is sort of going to be the main theme of this tier list here, and I'll explain why in a moment. Josuke is the Hermit character that is down here. One, he has the revive. He can be very niche in some comps potentially. For example, potentially if you want to do a stall team, or if you want to do maybe two tank team, you could potentially have him in there. But overall, you're definitely just going to want to have more damage most of the time, besides some niche, or if you're really trying to like make a team specifically for that. So that's why he just goes down B, doesn't do really any damage, and all he really has is revive and maybe some damage reduction when that procs, so that's okay. William Zeppeli, yeah, he's alright, doesn't really do much healing, does some dispelling, but it's just one of those things that you want a healer, and he doesn't really do that. And he doesn't do damage either. Next one is Jolene, who's sort of alright. Out of all the base game healers, she is one of the best ones. Maybe her, or if you're going out flat healing, Shigeko. But Jolene's okay because she also does the damage boost for everyone, which can be handy. There's some people that run her in team comps, which I did want to move her to A, but overall, compared to like Enya or GE, you probably just wouldn't use her at that point. But some people do use her comp, and especially if you're free to play, definitely an idea for you. But that's just that there. I do also want to make a note, if you are watching this video and not just skipping straight ahead to characters, if you're new to this game, because I know people are going to be new and they're going to look at this tier list, don't upgrade characters to 9 or 10, only upgrade them to 10 stars max, but 9 stars probably is better. The reason why is because you want to use them as fodder. Unless it's a character you definitely want to use, you don't want to upgrade them, because then if you're especially free to play, getting rollback stones is a huge pain. Like, I don't even know if you, unless you spend gems, if you have any, when they come into rotation, which is like once a month, you can't get rollback stones basically unless you spend money. So it's one of those things of like, that's why you don't upgrade them past 10, because if, for example, I upgraded a pet shop and I really want to use pet shop, then great, upgrade pet shop. But if you didn't, upgraded him to 5 off 9 or 10, and then you could just use him as fodder for something else, or a better character, maybe like Abdul Jonathan, or any of the Union Hermit characters you want to use. That is my PSA there. Going back to the tier list. Cars just really... I know there's a person called Killerman. Is it Kill... sorry, I'm butchering his name. Is it Pillarman Ken, I believe? I forget. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I actually rate his chat. It's pretty funny. He is trying to make cars like godlike and like the NPC, because when you verse cars, he is just stays alive. Whenever you do Dio's Manor or if you do the Stardust Crusaders, he is the last person alive. He does so much damage, and he can be a real pain to deal with, especially if you not have the attack power to deal with him. He's been trying to make him like that, but he's really trying. He has made it succeed, and he is doing a good job, but it's one of those things that like you're really losing a lot of value instead of just using potentially any other characters that are above him. So that's why he is in B tier. Mista is the second best tank in the game. He's just alright. He's just tanky. He can do damage and he applies bleed. That is really all his kit does. He can do parry damage, which in the grand scheme of things is okay. It's not like Diego or anything like that, so that's why he is there. Nerencia honestly could be B, but look, I just have a heart for the guy. He's alright. Being able to do burn damage as well, probably the best free-to-play comp if you're not using any Union or Hermit is probably your burn team comp, which you won't be necessarily running anyway, because eventually you will get Union and Hermit characters and switch it out. Bug Eaten, I would probably even put in C tier as well. Oh, sorry, Nerencia in C tier. Bug Eaten, C tier as well, maybe. The paralysis, the ability, is good when it procs, but it's a very low proc. I think it's at most like 30%, maybe 36. I don't even think it's that high. When it does proc, great, and does poison damage, but overall, not as much damage unless you're really boosting him. Could be alright in a poison comp though. Shigeki is good on the heals, but that is pretty much it. Like I said before with Jolene, he's okay, but doesn't really do anything else. Trish is an okay tank, we're finding. Look, I used to hate on Trish, but now she's like, alright. Her soften ability's not bad, and she is very tanky and becomes very tanky, sort of in the Stardust Crusaders, and Dio's Manor, she just stays alive a lot longer. But if she's your main tank, you're not really getting any damage, you're just getting a brick wall, which if you want, look, not bad at all. That's really it. Now, this is all where I'm sure where you really want to hear me talk about. Getting into the big dogs with A tier, which is A for effort. That, I think, is going to be what we're going to do there. First one is going to be Gappy. I know I've sparked a bit of conversation with him because on my previous tier list I put him higher, but now people are saying that he's just crap and doesn't do anything. Yeah, when you have people like Johnny and you have people like Funny Valentine that are just has so many more abilities, yeah, he's going to be crap. But Gappy was the first limited time character, and when he came out, he was honestly good. Everyone was trying to get him because one, he has an inbuilt revive, he does slow and stuff like that, and he just did good damage, on par with, I would say, Kakyoin, for the most part. And that was really his kit. And now if you go, well, he doesn't really have anything else. He's sort of just like a glorified he's not even like a union or hermit, because other union hermits actually do a lot more, surprisingly. So that's why he's an A tier. Alright damage, like you can still use him, but you're going to be using probably other characters, or want to use other characters. Or I hear the argument, which I do agree, if you're going to be focusing on other characters, like if you are free to play, save your gems for Johnny Valentine, that we will get into soon. So yeah, so Gappy unfortunately has fallen, not really fallen from grace, but have just fallen because he really, I hope they do a rework or just buff his kit, because I would actually really like to use Gappy because he's one of my favorite characters, but probably they won't, unfortunately. But yeah, so he's power creep basically is what he is suffering from. Next one is Vamp Dio. Yeah, out of all the new hermits that have come out and other previous hermits, he's one of the ones that he probably will fit into a team, but there's also just other characters you do want to be using first. Can heal himself, can apply Vamp Lock spell, can also bleed, which is nice, but bleed... Oh, and I think he can disease as well. He can disease as well. It's one of those ones that if I think of, like, if you do wanted to go a full hermit, well, you're definitely going to be using Diego or Funny Valentine. Probably Enya or GE, so that's two people there. Then who else do you want to use there? Would you probably have Vamp Dio? Maybe. Is Risotto better? Yes. For the most part, yes, I think Risotto is better. Or, you know, do you use Fugo? Do you use Toru? Stuff like that. He's just sort of last on the list of priority people to upgrade. And, like, would you rather upgrade Risotto, which is one, easier to get because he's in the dismantle shop? Yes, is the answer to that question. Next one is up to is Bujarati. Solid damage. Highly recommend for a free-to-play player. This is sort of the last where these people will go up to, which is the Hermit, which is the Valor, Morale, and Wit. Bujarati just does lots of damage and the chase damage as well. Very good rage skill. And the follow-up attack afterwards is nice as well. Just a really, really solid unit. People are still using him at high ranks if they are free to play or just are using him. Eventually he'll get switched out, for example, like a Johnny, because they basically do the same thing, but Johnny just does 20 other things at once. So yeah, so he's just really, really good. Highly recommend getting him up as one of your first ones. So yeah, not really much more to say, just a solid unit, but in A tier because of course he doesn't really have too much into his kit, and he falls off when you come to late game. Next one is Joseph. Very good poke with his first, with one of his abilities, means he does a poke ability, AoE first, and then of course his rage skill, and he applies a, whatever it is, a speed or whatever, a rage skill slow. Very, very good as well. Very good early game. One of the things is that poking and that sort of that doing that damage to whittle down. Very good idea to build him first when you are playing the game, because he's just really good. I used him when I was playing the game, and then eventually traded him out for someone else. That's sort of what the A tier people are, is that you'll eventually trade them out for other people. So yeah, Joseph is very, very nice. Iggy, probably the best, if people want to say free-to-play tank or non-hermit or union tank in the game. Sort of just his damage reduction and shield is very, very nice. That's really it. He doesn't, he tanks a lot. Practically it. Not real much he does, but he does it really, really well. Then it's Abdul, probably my favorite character. He has the revive, which is nice, and he also applies burn. He's just a fun character, and I just really appreciate him. He does alright damage, and yeah, revive. That's basically it. Should he be an A? Probably not. I have a heart for him, so I'm going to leave him there. That is my thing there. Jonathan can boost his crit, also heals, can boost his damage. Very, very nice. He sort of can blow up people when he's upgraded and stuff like that. He does fall off. Like all these characters here with the Hermit and Valor do fall off when you go to late game. Like right now, if I could verse someone at the same level, but I have my team comp, I will absolutely obliterate them because they just don't have any healing. They don't have much of a kit, or like a lot of, I'm forgetting the word, like a lot of, they can blend together, integrated or whatever it is. They flow well, whatever it is, they like link up together, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, but Jonathan is nice. I do like Jonathan. I think he's a great character. Does fall off eventually, that's why he stays in A. But yeah, highly recommend building him as well if you have not. Now, we get to the fun stuff. S tier 4, super! To start off, we will go with Kakyoin. Kakyoin is really, really good. He hasn't fallen from grace, but he was the most damaging character like in the game, basically. When this game first came out, everyone was using Kakyoin because, well, of course you would. He was doing 700% magical damage. He was doing the most in the game, and he could hit everyone as well. It wasn't specifically, like, he still hits everyone, unlike hitting a specific line or anything like that. He hits everyone. So it is awesome. And then he was also applying buffs and stuff like that when in this game, when this game came out, there wasn't very much buffing or debuffing. So he was applying buffs to everyone, so it was really, really good. And that's as simple as that. He sort of not necessarily falls off. There is just other characters that are better. So one of the things here now when we get into this list is that it's not like he is bad. Like, by no means. He's S tier, right? It's just like, would you rather a different character? Or is there someone better than him? And you go, yes. This sort of things. You can still definitely use him. I sometimes use him from time to time. But my team comp now is sort of fleshed out. So I don't really use him as much. But he's very, very good with the damage. So yeah, highly recommend getting him as well. Especially when you're new to the game. He just will help you out in the long run. Next one, so not really controversial, I'll say, but sort of one of the things that is a contentious topic potentially is I'm going to talk about Jotaro and Dio next. I'll skip Enya for a second. Jotaro and Dio, S tier. They are by far, besides Diego, they are the best tanks in the game. Sort of, you can go one or the other. One of the things is that Jotaro is very, very good in the beginning because you're not really doing as much burst damage or bursting as much burst damage, so he can stay alive. So he really benefits from, one, whenever he takes damage, he gets damage reduction, but he also increases his damage as well. So if he's at literally 1 HP, he will do so much damage. There's a little bit of math on that because there is a limit to the calculation for it. But yeah, he just does so much damage, and he literally has potentially the highest single damage in the game when bursting someone. So it's just very, very good. And also, he's really, really tanky. It's not that he really falls off, but when he comes into late game, it's one of those things that you have really, really high burst when you're critting and everyone is max level, so he can tend to die very, very quickly, and he doesn't have anything in his kit besides just his natural damage reduction to really stop that. So that's one of the things there where he's just like, yes, he's good. Is he great? And this is where people say that Dio is potentially slightly better. Dio is just really, really tanky. He also has an inbuilt revive to his kit. He also taunts as well, that Jotaro doesn't. So he stops people from, people only attack him. And he also just does, not bad damage, and he applies poison. So it's like, whoa, just overall good, solid thing. They're just very, very tanky. Two different kits though, and they just do it well. That's that one there. Enya. Now this is also a fun thing here. Enya is very, very good. Enyaba. She is able to revive the team constantly and over again if they don't die before the revive, before she procs a revive. It's basically she puts a spell on someone, and if she does put the spell on someone, or the buff, the corpse revive buff, corpse power buff, they die, then they come back to life. So very, very handy. Very good beginning of the game. Sort of that thing so early to mid game where there's not very high burst potential. Still can happen, but not like, it's not crazy. Like, your characters should survive unless you're versing highly leveled up people or overpowered people. So one of the things there is that she's really, really good there. Until you can replace her with GE. That is what everyone is saying in the Discord. Last time in the tier list, I'll talk about it a little bit later when I go to GE, I put GE at A, and it's because I haven't used him, and the whole thing about how good he was just creeping up. And I said in the video that no, he's not. Like, I don't know how good he is yet, so I'm just leaving him at A for the moment, because he was bugged for so long. But now that he's back, GE is doing wonders and doing very, very good stuff, and he's really, really awesome to use. So yeah, so that's why she is just under him. So basically, once you get GE to level 10 Awaken 5, then you basically just switch out Enya. So it's one of those things that, like, yes, she's really, really good, and you can still use her, but GE is the best healer in the game, or best support in the game. But if you are looking for revives, she is absolutely wonderful. Next we go on to Toru, and also combined with Fugo here. I don't know if I should put these guys higher or not. I didn't want to put them lower because I still think like they're very, very good. They are new though. Like Toru is very new. We only had one cycle of them, so no one has, maybe besides a couple of people that have spent a lot of money, haven't got him to max level. So we don't really have overall data to see how good he is or how good they are. Fugo is getting there. From what I've seen, Fugo is putting in numbers, helping out the team overall. So that's why I think minimum they should be in S tier, especially if you're running a disease or poison build. Mainly you're going to be thinking of disease build, or just his damage on his own. Then Toru as well. We're still just waiting for it, but I can happily put him in S for the moment with his damage, and also some of his kit is very, very interesting. So they are going to go there. Next is Risotto. Risotto is very handy. One, he's very easy to get, but two, the crowd cheer for your team, and also control resistance, applying disease and bleed. He just can do very, very good damage, and he just does a lot of debuffing overall, and does some a little bit of buffs for your team. So overall, very, very good character. S tier. Finishing off the S tier there. We're now moving into SS tier. I know Andy Kim's one, he had meta, which I wanted to keep with the theme that I have going on here. But basically that is it. SS is super sensational, which is the meta basically. Meta, or just like characters you'd most likely have on your team. SSS is basically characters you need on your team. GE isn't in SSS. I really wanted to put him in SSS. It's just like, you could use other people, like depending on the team you're going for. Like if you don't have Gyro, you would probably still use him, or would you just use him in an Enya, or if you just wanted to use an Enya, really depends. I would actually put GE in SSS for the record, but I just leave it in here just for the moment, because it's just like, if the SS is like the meta tab, this is the meta tab. SSS is like must use characters basically, so I would put him there, and then GE is then next, you know what I mean? It's one of those ones. If I did SSS, then basically, and I put him up there, that's basically a whole team, and people would just use that whole team, which we'll actually discuss in a moment. But first of all is, I'll finish him off actually. So yeah, so GE is just very, very good. Lifelink is a great ability, and then also being able to buff everyone's damage and everyone's attack and crit rate, super, super helpful. And then if you don't know what his ability is, he links everyone up so they all take, it just spreads out the damage instead of doing one hard damage, which when I say there's a lot of burst potential, or there is a lot of burst late game, keeps everyone nice and alive, and the healing as well. So he is the best support in the game. As soon as I've never seen, when I added him to my team, I've never seen a bigger difference in the game, like of changing characters than that. Like he was insane, even at 5 stars, like crazy what he was able to do. So that is him there. Koichi is next. Koichi is so fantastic. I will glaze this man all day. He's just a very reliable guy. With his armor break is fantastic. His damage is good. He then gives a shield to everyone, and then he buffs everyone's damage. Like, what more could you ask for? You want him on your team so you can be doing more damage. And I'm basically going to repeat myself. He does follow up attacks. He then gives a shield that also reduces damage. And then he gives everyone damage. Like, why? You just wouldn't have this attacking support. Why wouldn't you have him on your team? Basically is the thing to go there. And it procs on tanks as well, so if you're versing pesky Diegos or anything like that, very helpful to try and get them down as quickly as possible. That is Koichi. He's just so good. Like, I use him on my team. I love him. Always handy. Like, nothing really more else you could say there. Very, very good. SS, super sensational. Meta, you basically want to be using this guy. Diavolo, I don't know really where I wanted to put him, but out of like all the other characters in Hermit, he sort of just does a lot, and so I'm going to keep him in SS tier. Revive Band, Healing Band, does a crap ton of damage. And then also applies Bleed. Yeah, that's basically, what can you say? Probably one of the most damaging Hermit characters still. He was the third ever character released. Still very helpful. There is other characters you want to be upgrading first, because there's so many limited characters now. But if you eventually get around to them, still Fantastic. Probably could put him in S tier, honestly, but still very good. The Crimson King, who shall always remain supreme. My voice is getting very dry, if you can't tell. Next one is GER. Basically, all you're going to be doing is using this guy for his revive ability, but basically he's always going to be an assist. So that's why he is meta, is that you're just going to always have him as an assist. Is basically, Grease is the word. That's basically it. I've been just trying to experiment with him, and he just does all right. His damage isn't the most insane. It does have potential there with his like debuffs, and like they take percentage damage and stuff like that, and he ignores armor or whatever. But basically, you're using him for his revive, and so when someone dies on your team and he pops in, everyone's dead. He then, in his kit, when they die, when he dies, he then revives everyone back, and then you keep on kicking. Basically, it's like a second chance. It's very, very handy and very much can win you games, and that's why he is in SS tier, because you're probably just going to have him as an assist as always. So that is him there. Very, very cool character. If you are using him, you can. He can do a little bit of healing. He does damage and debuffs and stuff like that. Highly recommend you getting him just because it is that crazy good as an assist. Best assist character in the game, mainly for his one kit and that one part of his kit. SSS. This is just the must use characters. And when I mean like must use, I mean must use. These 4 characters, and I'm even going to include GE in here because I think GE is an honorary SSS tier character. If you look right now, the meta, besides some people and how some people build or whatnot, literally what everyone is using is 5 cards, I say. 5 characters. Everyone is using Diego because he is the best tank in the game. Everyone is using Johnny because he is the most damaging character in the game. Everyone is using Funny Valentine because he is so damn helpful. His kit is absolutely crazy. Everyone is running GE because he is the best support in the game. And everyone is running, well, most people are running Gyro because one Gyro complements GE so well, and because you miss the revives that that Gyro does, and he also negates Funny Valentine's effect, and he also reduces damage over time effect. He is just so good, and his ball stun is good as well. Like, everyone is actually just using these 5 characters, and so much so that I could even put Koichi in SS tier sometimes with how good he is. I kid you not, basically everyone is running, or everyone wants to run, depending on. If you want to run the best characters in the game, you're basically running Koichi in there as well. So it's literally Koichi, GE, Gyro, Johnny, Funny Valentine, Diego. That's the team I'm running. And it is broken. It is so good because these characters are so good. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Gyro does lots of damage. Literally on par with Kakyoin with his damage. One of the things as well that he does, it spread out. So the more you kill people, the more sort of the opposite of what lifelink is. So if everyone's there, he does damage to everyone, and then the more that people go down, he does more overall damage to them because it's all just given to the 3 people, you know what I mean? So it's just super good. If he crits, he can revive people. He also can do healing, and then that healing, once he's awakened 5, can give overshield. So you literally, if you're doing a Dio's Mana or Start of Crusaders, won't, well, it depends on what level you are. If you're doing someone that's way over, then you're probably going to die. But you literally, GE heals everyone, then, Gyro is able to overheal, or Gyro heals, GE heals. Complements each other's kits so well, and the ball stun is so good. It is so good. And the Mandem effect, which is the cancels Funny Valentine, and also the dot, if it reduces 50 or takes 50% dot damage, which is damage over time, is crazy. That is he's just so good. I love the character. I'll glaze him any day. Johnny, he's the best damaging character in the game. He has full ops attacks, he does percentage damage, he has a revive in his kit, he has basically 2 rage skills in his kit. He has a debuff in his kit with the nail mark and stuff like that. He also happens to do burn. And he also has buffs for himself. He is so good and he does so much damage. I've literally got him doing 200 million damage. No, not even that. Is it 200 million? No, I've got him doing 2 billion damage. Like legit. People are doing 200 million damage and he's literally doing 2 billion damage. I believe that's how the maths works out because people are doing 200 and he has a 0 behind it. Like, he is so crazy with his damage. And with the single burst, that's why you need GE, because he literally, if he crits on his rage skill, that character is dead. If it's a hermit character, it's definitely dead. But it's just so good. Funny Valentine, also fantastic as well. One, it's the starter battle. Oh, he also, Johnny has a starter battle attack, which is crazy as well. Funny Valentine start attack, which does percentage health HP, which is I believe 12%. Which then goes up to 15 once it's awakened. He also gives everyone shield. He gives everyone buffs. He applies the corpse effect to slow down the other team. He does a lot of damage. Good at increasing disease. Like, so good. He does so much damage. It is absolutely wild. He also has like patriotism where he just does more damage. Like, oh my goodness. Super good. Super handy. He was a must-have, and now Johnny's a must-have. So they're just must-haves because they're so good. And then, of course, finally, Diego, tanky as all hell, has an inbuilt revive, has a retaliate. Basically, all the tanks in the game has combined into him. That's what they did, and he also does a crap ton of damage as well. By the way, he does so much effects that I can't remember them all. Like the mock effect and the other stuff. He does so much. He is so good. And like literally people have him like 1 star or even 5 stars and you're losing to, even if you have a 13 star Johnny or Dio, you're literally losing to him. That's how good he is. Whew, that was a lot. My voice is, I believe, sounding really dry. So that's it. If you have any questions, please comment in the comments below. This is what the tier list is looking like. This is for the end game one. I got to think of a title that I'm going to do for this video. So yeah, this is what it is. This is who you should go for. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!